the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Former Director General of the National Signal Bureau, Yura Kwabena Edubuahin, Mino Ekase Dia said, Yoko Economic and Organized Crime Office, Mino Kase Pape Edaso Ewo, one eso ne penchi, one enyano, Nina accusation Attorney General Yura Dr. Dominic Ayeni. Etimi ede ebo no say papa no etimi afesika bi esombo 49 million Ghana cedi nanka ewose sika no ewo National Signal Bureau nanso papa yi etimi afa ede ahye ne botom ene obetiretirem kwan papa yi fa so expendi sika nyina na eno ena papa yi etimi atwe first letter enam ne lawyer attach so ede akwa National Security na busuafo letter ni mu no Nsem-Pii wom enya asem kotwa ena afei ni handing over note enso a leaky afei National Security current coordinator no wo no hwesa osi asem we de yentimi ntra so nka wasi etimi de kokopie mu ewo omampanyin ni because come here say nsem na Dr. Dominic Ayeni ka no enokre ewom eyeka kra bi dia ka nyina enya nokre ena sika nso oka no ebi nso etimi eko NDC amanyuko no na wo de Yanko ni koti wa brana obi and outing brobe etwetwen nkomo
Edubuahin Nsem-Pii ho ne national security mpanyefo abesen komo e wo sisia how they want to handle this issue.
Obi say from enura anopa.
Yes.
And be say na anopa na yade asototo from nipa rebe no modi nkomo very high ranking government officials very close to the presidency. And nipa bi nso omo several in very powerful position under President Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Not just on command the baby akono a rural mark abia former President Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
Archer say Tesia because the minimum say whether meeting between President Mahaman Basunne and also because
meeting between past national security heads. No?
Okay.
And President Mahaman.
Exactly.
Now sanka meeting be Basu.
Eda enrano and I said because I think that the Omamu proposal meeting were given it yesterday evening.
Okay.
And then the woman and said, "We say already one letter whether letter or Chokoma,
yes,
the current national security coordinator is about a matter of public discourse."
Yes.
Now the PB is a content now leaking.
Yes.
In itself is a serious national security issue.
Okay.
It was already named a woman communication.
Yes. Coded language.
Exactly. Just a woman here said also about the letter if you listen to watch him the end is watch him no classified.
Yes.
Now in the letter the former national security coordinator, for example, made overtures to the cabinet.
Okay.
There's a need for them to sit down and address this matter. First of all, they didn't understand why a letter from the lawyer and I said Mr. Dubois to the coordinator leaky to the media. And secondly, the content of it.
Yes.
Now the Omiyan said the previous administration national security heads had made it known for what we are picking and maybe not the current in the hand over notes these things are all contained. The panel letter no say because yes and enti obi say me ma proud with another teaser so one you we are the BCD the things say omanye bibi amfa one way are the security
information be about
exactly
and what's
to extend even classify information code name alpha operation nobody knows alpha maybe na
sure
enti I understand say there was a long meeting 2 days before and yesterday.
Okay.
And the two bodies former and the current came to a decision it would be better for them to formally brief the president on these matters and to explain certain things because they have been intended say most of the time sometimes some of the security briefings details the current president and he doesn't get to know. Sometimes he's told of this operation is ongoing. But details I don't know whether it's for to hide behind deniability or anything of the sort. No. But because a principal opponent I put this out about a matter of public discourse. No, it would be better for them to have a discussion. What I cannot confirm whether meeting Abbasi because I understand say those
meeting with president.
Those over hand of president the die in each thing we say either enura nyumre and I say
anopa.
Now, what I've also picked is the thing say after this meeting is even the ongoing prosecution it may take a different form. That is what is happening right now. And the people who are more security clearance you may not see them as part of a national security operative any other day.
Yes.
It is likely that their names and identity may be exposed as a result of this correspondence about Bontino. Which individuals or my benefited from unknowingly. For example, it's only say for example, Obi, or pay opportunity, or tax bill, executing it. Very difficult. Okay. All of us, as somebody comes into your life before you realize you don't know how that and
agent from the national
and the threat is the one where all of these things may come into the public domain now. Certain names of individuals and their capacity in the country may be seriously compromised.
And once the trial lingers in court, now young fan says the states in prosecuting establish enough basis why I was a accused person who opened the defense.
Exactly.
So will be any defense. He's out there to defend himself.
Absolutely.
He will go all out. Document be also at the back. A DMB was obo to defend himself.
And then more especially they have also made the point clear. Say, even from the onset, Nankasano, Nipano has been tried in the media.
Yes. So
any talk of less of an income because of national security implication may even be a matter where a burden to get it because already I don't know whatever it is some bomb here and there. That's what I've picked.
Okay.
Outcome the but I don't even know whether it has come on or it may come off today.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, what those close to it, some of the things they are aware, Bimo is given it to have a second thought. It goes much deeper than what is in the public domain. With the hopes that the way the case is being handled, it may have an influence. Whether it will go ahead or will not go ahead, it will depend on how the truth is.
With the benefit of hindsight, maybe the Attorney General's initial press conference. If you are to change so kakranke at the time, looking at what is coming up now,
and it's also not clear whether, for example, Ebiana explanation Mr. Dubois provided whether it addresses every issue. Attorney General of any yoke of whatever reason. Those are the things that are almost shame. But according to what I've picked, the claim is that in the handing over notes, the current coordinator has all the facts. So the surprise is how come these matters are being presented in a way the portrait will be as a thief. And clearly, some say this may be a warm-up. And it was good for the former and the new to sit and then present whatever they have before the president, and then they will see their way clear.
On some of the revelations, I want to let Nimono. There are already some denials coming up.
Yeah, and some also subtle. For example, on Poadumoche in Ghana, he claims that there's a part some almost 10 million cedis for election monitoring devices.
Yes.
Poadumoche seemed to. I don't know a board member or NCA. At some point, some discussions went on. Why can't the state provide logistics for all political
parties,
and even the Ghana Journalists Association to monitor the elections and clear whether this expenditure came about as a result of that particular discussion. I think the number because some people are a bit skeptical in opening up too much because of how sensitive the whole matter is.
But I won't pick it be also from president. For example, a cast be a newaha our chimo special aid to the president-elect and receive any adeno ya pick it be from a home.
And also so explanation be a man. In fact, the only thing now NDC Dr. Rashid Tanko what did I say they have some support. I don't know a deputy director of elections. Nothing of that came to the attention. Kofi Apalu said he knows it happened, but it happened between the two major political parties. And
interesting
whether they will try to put a lid on this matter once and for all, or allow the man to speak, and you be heard ABC.
Wow, Elton, my
I'm a pretty assembly and U.S. embassy for Nsem-Pii yeah some interaction kakra. Now details be about just say as at the end of 2024 according to the embassy people more apply for visas either B1 B2 H1 or student near
all the visa types
61,000 Ghanaians now apply for
61,000 visa applications.
Yeah, 61,000 visa applications.
And I'm granted saying
25,000. Now, I don't put the encodanche no. Almost as a time now, even B1, B2 no, is moved almost $200 or more.
Okay.
Now, as at the time, if $160 was used as the minimum,
as the visa fee,
like the 61,000 Ghana form apply for US visa, less than half Nigeria.
Yes.
$9.75 million.
Visa fees
and a US
embassy.
I just free out of one in the year 2024 alone.
Wow. It is meaning talk around a possible refund of visa fees near then we should begin taking
of course because
virtually over $9 million.
Almost few dollars away from $10 million just last year alone. And connection man for $10,000 $15,000 for visa.
Wow. And they are also saying they would clamp down on middlemen.
Well, I can't hear how they will do because how are you going about it?
Yeah.
Now, open timer.
Okay.
Open interview data is difficult.
Yeah.
But I know that some people.
Middlemen also to me
people choose come here a channel for me for say bra
interview.
Election Special Ops, Logistics, Vehicles, 2024 Nissan Patrol Platinum, 2024 Nissan Patrol Platinum, 2022 Land Cruiser GXR, price 5 million, December 2024. It was given to for stability of nation, national cohesion, political impartiality, and the people who received it were special aid to the president-elect. Asemaba. Special aid to the president-elect. Is there any problem with this? If you ask me, I don't find any problem with that. I don't find any problem with it because it is referring to somebody called the president-elect. That person, the president-elect, is a national security high-profile individual because we don't want anything to happen to the president-elect, around the president-elect, between the time he has won the elections and 7 January of the next year. So as soon as the elections are won, he becomes a national security product. Again, I'm going to tell a story. So this file and this story is separate. I don't know how many people would like me to tell this story. But when Akufo-Addo won the elections, I'll tell you, and Abu Jinapor knows the story. So the election was declared around the 10th. I think it's the same day of the declaration, yes. Sh0cks-So made the declaration around 2 to 3 p.m., I think, because everyone wanted the declaration before it was dark. So I think she got it around 2 to 3 p.m. So friends of Akufo-Addo went there. We've showed you some videos that you see a lot of people in the house. Friends of Akufo-Addo went there. The house was full. Everybody was talking. And then suddenly there was the arrival of some huge police presence. It was led by Apietu, who later became IGP. They came there, it was a lot of commotion. They entered, they got there, and we were confused about what is happening. But the president-elect was not confused, so we thought that he understands what was happening. He seemed to be looking for a file. I think he understood, or I think they phoned him that they were coming. So he was looking for his documents and trying to clear the place, something like that. Then they came, everybody get out. They were quite harsh. Everybody move out. Apietu came there, saluted him. Your Excellency, you are now the president-elect. This was his words. You are now the president-elect of Ghana, declared by the Electoral Commissioner. Congratulations. Then he nodded, he said, yeah. Then he saluted him again. Then he said, policemen should take over. Everybody leave the room. So I asked the policeman, but what's the meaning of this? He said, he's now a national asset. He's the property of Ghana. So all of you clear off. We are taking him out for a meeting. We'll bring him back. And then they drove the president-elect out. Huge police convoy. Big one. They drove him out. I don't know where they went. I don't know. I left, and later on, I was told that he came back after a few hours. But that's what it is. When somebody becomes president-elect, it is more sensitive than when he's president. Because when he's president-elect, and he's also not the same person who is the president, and there's another president, then you need to keep an eye on the president-elect. So here is the operation. Election operation logistics, vehicles. 2024 Nissan Patrol, Platinum. 2024 Nissan Patrol, Titanium. 2022 Land Cruiser, GXR. The total amount of money that it cost the taxpayer was 5.1 million Ghana cedis. And that was for the stability of nation, national cohesion, political impartiality, and it was paid to special aid to the president-elect. How did they know who is a special aid to the president-elect? They must have written to the president-elect, and he told them that this is my special aid. And they said, okay, here's the car. The special aids to the president-elect, they are alive, they are there. Joyce Bawa, Stanislav Dogbe, Felix Kwachiofosu, they are there. They should come and tell us that nobody received any vehicle as according to what Kwabena Dubois is saying. Or that they received the vehicles, but they didn't receive it from Kwabena Dubois. Or that this, or that, or that. Because we don't want these things coming up in court where the whole Ghana is now looking at it and saying, in fact, I'm very worried for them. And you know, I'm very pro-communication people. So I'm very worried for Joyce Bawa and Felix Kwachiofosu. Do you know why? The party foot soldiers are now going to say that, you people, in 2024 Nissan, we did the work, and you people, because you say that you are special aid, it's going to start. And it's unhealthy for the stability of the government and the stability of the nation. This is unhealthy. So it's not something that should be discussed on media in the public domain. But as Michelle Obama said, it is what it is. Because here we are, prosecutors are lining up in the streets of public opinion and shouting on top of roofs that somebody is a thief, that somebody has stolen, somebody and his wife are thieves. So if you push a man that way, what do you expect? He's also coming to come and say that I'm a thief. When you took the car, you didn't know where the money was coming from. When you took this, you didn't know where the money was coming from. When I set up your system so that you can collate results, do you know where the money was coming from? I didn't do it for you. I didn't do it for me. I did it because of stability of the nation, national cohesion, and political impartiality. And I did it on the authority of my boss. National security is a state agency. They are appointed by the government, but they are a state agency. They are really not partial to the... If national security goes to the government today and says that, the president, we need to pay Paul Adumotre some money. I say, why? I say, wait. He has applied for a course at London School of Economics. If he goes to study that course, he will get some sense. He will stop the thing he's doing. Everybody who goes to study that course, we have seen that he has applied because we are looking at his email. We have seen that they've responded to him and he's responded to them that he doesn't have the money for it. How do we do it? He said, but Paul, who is his friend among us? He said, his friend among us is Mr. This your minister is his friend. He said, minister, come. Call Paul and ask him how is he doing, and then tell him that you have some gift for him. And then when he comes, he may tell you about his LSC. If he doesn't, let us know. So Mr. said, I don't know why you there. Come to my office. I'll say, oh, UNDC must come to the office. We'll be no, come in the night. We go. I don't know that national security has spoken to him. It happens all the time. There are deeper information that are going to come out of lawyers who are sympathetic with the NDC, who are in authority today, who are giving jobs by institutions of state within the MPP because national security directed that if you have legal work, give it to this lawyer. We want to see something. Give it to him. Let's see what happens. It has happened. And if they push Kwabena Dubois, he will come and say it. And their names will be on the screen. And everybody will read their names. So that Mercedes you bought when you got that case from that state enterprise agency, it was because national security was trying to understand this and that and that and that about the work of the opposition. Because as they put it here, stability of nation, national cohesion, and political impartiality. Political parties will go and come. Ghana will be there. So national security is always interested in keeping the stability. There's a big conversation about, okay, so national security, do they benefit from some of the money as individuals? I don't know whether they do. But if they do, you may not be able to identify it as a crime because they do a lot of risky work. They run to go and chase people who have been kidnapped. They can be killed. I have seen videos of Kwabena Dubois, and I'll be showing them later. Kwabena Dubois in a hole with the kidnapped Canada girls. I've seen the video. You see him, you see his face, and you see he's the one filming, and he was making a video call to his boss and telling his boss that we found them. And there was celebration in the video. And if you look at his face, he doesn't look, well, you can see this is Kwabena Dubois, but you see how wretched he's appearing and the gadgets that are on his body. He himself